Hi, I'm Corey. Welcome back to the Healthy Families MIS video training series. During this video, we will explore some of the central elements of the supervision form. We will be using a test site, so all the data you will see is fake. Before we begin, I just want to mention that the purpose of this video is not to discuss the details of what is entered on the form, but to focus on the navigation and technical features of the form. The supervision form is only available to those MIS users who have supervisor or data entry access to the MIS. It is located in the Settings tab under the Data Entry column. Click on the link to open the form. And then click on this drop-down arrow to see a list of active workers. If you need to complete a supervision for a terminated worker, click the All Workers box below. You'll notice that some of the names appear more than once in the list. This is because the worker names and roles listed here are connected to the active roles on each person's worker record. For example, Frida Sherman appears under Supervision, Family Resource Specialist, and Family Support Specialist because she is active in each of these roles on the worker record. So let's enter a new supervision. I am selecting Sally Brown's name. And by the way, it doesn't matter from which heading you choose the name, all the supervisions for the worker selected will show up. The staff person's assigned supervisor will fill automatically. The supervisor name can be changed here if another supervisor completes this supervision. A list of supervisions for Sally is listed here. We can see scheduled, missed, and pre-planning sessions. As with most MIS forms, if you see these gray up and down arrows, you are able to sort in numerical or alphabetical order. The search box makes filtering supervisions, names, and dates of session types easy. And supervisions can be edited, printed, or deleted by clicking on these buttons. To open a new supervision, click the New Supervision button on the upper right. Enter the date the supervision took place, not the date it is being entered. The heading of the form will show the staff name, the supervisor name, and the date of the supervision. Hover your mouse over the information icon to see the staff roles, the full-time, part-time status, and their current case weight. So let's review session types. A pre-supervision planning session allows the supervisor to capture thoughts on home visits or assessments prior to the supervision session, and also allows the supervisor to identify achievements or stressors to discuss with the supervisee. This session type will be changed to a scheduled or missed session depending on if the supervision took place or not. There's no need to create another session. Just click the Edit button to open it. Change the session type and continue to document the session as scheduled or missed. A scheduled session is used to document a completed supervision. A missed session means that neither the home visitor or supervisor was available on that date for their session. Now we are ready to select a session type. Let's make this a pre-supervision planning session. Once the session type has been identified, we can click on Activities Prior Sessions. This will provide notes and reminders on things that may need to be addressed again. It also provides a list of training courses that are late or on the horizon for this home visitor. The start time and length of supervision are not required for the planning session. A brief overview of what needs to be reviewed can be documented here. It is good practice to click the Partial Save button after completing narratives to avoid timeouts or lost work. The General Topics tab is next. Tick the boxes to be discussed and write your notes, and then click Partial Save. Next, let's move to Case list selection. You can filter assessments or home visits by clicking the options here. Also filter active or discharge cases or those cases that are overdue for in-depth discussion. The grid below will show all the cases Sally has worked on, regardless of whether she is assigned to them or not. Again, the columns can be sorted by clicking the column headings. And this shows how long it's been since the last in-depth discussion. Just an FYI, there can be assessments and home visits for the same case that require in-depth discussions. So it is wise to sort by case numbers to identify the case type that needs review. To add cases to the session, tick the boxes to the left of the case type PC1 ID, and then click the plus sign at the bottom of the page. And click the partial save button. For the purpose of this video, we will pretend that all the notes and items for the review have been completed in our pre-supervision planning. So click the partial save button once more just to be safe, and then click cancel to get back to the list of supervisions. And now it's the day of the supervision, and we have just finished our discussion with Sally. So it's time to complete the supervision. Click on the Edit button for the planning session to open it. It is no longer a planning session. It is the actual supervision that took place. So we will change the type to scheduled. And now the start time and length are required, so we will enter that information. All activities under the general topics and case list selection that are ticked, indicating that they have been discussed during the supervision, are required to have documentation. If a box is ticked and there is no narrative to follow, the finished form will show a validation message when the submitted form is marked as complete. Click the case number to identify and document case discussion points. If this is an in-depth discussion, click this box. If this case needs to be re-reviewed during the next supervision, click here. Clicking on this link icon will open the case in a new tab. It is very important to remember that working in more than one Healthy Families MIS application will increase the possibility of timeouts and losing work. We strongly recommend that the new tabs be closed immediately after review. And once back to the original MIS, please hit the partial save button to make sure that nothing is lost. Once you have completed your notes and reviews, tick the Form Complete box. This will change the partial button to Submit. Once the Submit is clicked, the supervision form is completed. This ends our video on the navigation of the supervision form. We hope you find the information provided useful. This video will be posted on the blog along with other training videos. Thanks for watching.